is Aubrey, and it is live, right? This is my first ever What Not live selling. And I've done live selling on QVC for years, but this is all new, which is super fun. Let's see here. Get a raid. I don't know what that means. Okay. Let's pin a product to start. I'm going to start with this guy. Okay. I am starting with my beeswax candle. So my name is Aubrey, and a little bit about me. I'm an inventor and a brand builder and a live shopping expert, but old school live shopping, like in studio, at QVC and at HSN and at the shopping channel in Canada, not a TikToker or a YouTuber. And I'm learning something new lately, which is kind of fun. Let's see, I'm trying to adjust my camera a little. One thing that I think is very interesting about live shopping this way versus live shopping. Hi, how are you? You're my official very first Whatnot viewer ever, Mr. K Venture 2252. Nice to see you. But one thing that is different for me specifically is I have done live shopping on QVC and HSN and the shopping channel in Canada for over a decade. And I've never done any of the apps. So this is new and I'm really excited. So learning how to do Whatnot, TikTok Shop, and YouTube, which is fun. And personally, I like Substack. So I don't really do Instagram much. I do on some of our brands accounts, but yeah, just my own personal 2 cents. So what I have here today is a luxury beeswax candle in a vintage glass PR box. And so a little bit about this is I took fragrance out of my home a little bit over 2 years ago, meaning if you look at a product in your home, like a lip gloss or a body lotion or a candle, and it says the word fragrance on it, I took it all out. If it says vanilla essential oil or something like that, I do still have that in my house. I love that in moderation, I would say. Hello, Courtney. You're officially number 2 ever to join my Whatnot. So nice to see you. But took fragrance out of my house, and when I did, I missed my beeswax candles. Excuse me, I missed my diptyque candles very sorely. I was very sad. And so to bring those back into my house, I have made something that's a super limited run. These are like hand poured, handmade, but actually filled vintage diptyque glass with luxury beeswax. And so what this means for me personally is I love interior design. I love, around here, but I love a diptyque jar hanging out around the house. I just think they're beautiful. They have kind of this timeless elegance and interior design piece that's added to your home. And they actually used to not be refillable. Diptyque just, which was crazy timing, like a couple months after I launched these, Diptyque came out with refills for their own candles, which I was super excited about for the brand itself. I think that's a cool thing to do. But what I don't love is that the glass that they launched them in is different than what they've sold for tens of, probably, I don't know how old they are, but almost 100 years. Hi, Bree and Teresa. Thank y'all for joining. But so I love Diptyque, love their candles. They just recently launched refills of their own product, which was super exciting. But they changed the glass shape, which I thought was kind of a bummer because I have collected Diptyque glasses for years. So one of my best friends gave me a Diptyque roses candle on my wedding day. It was so special to me. She also gave me a stack of matches, and I still use them. I've been married for 10 years, and I still have my matches that she gave me, which I love. But they're this timeless piece, and when they chose to make refills, they don't fit their old glass. I thought that was kind of a bummer. Personally, I wish it would fit all the glass I have around my house if I used fragrance candles, which I don't. I mentioned that a minute ago. I took fragrance out of my house, and I missed my Diptyque candles, and so I decided to have a limited run hand-filled with luxury beeswax. So beeswax, I feel like typically is only found in a farmer's market, but beeswax is the most luxurious ingredient you could possibly have in a candle. Like this one here, it smells like caramel, it smells like honey, but like deep amber, good golden honey, not like sticky sweet honey that comes out of a packet at the Waffle House, which I love the Waffle House, but different smell. It's not like fake honey, it's real honey. And this beeswax actually comes from Texas fields. So we work with a company in Texas who works with harvesting the wax from local farmers. So our wax actually has different characters for each run that we do. So this initial wax is kind of like a traditional true beeswax. I wanted to start very close to home. And so what's special about this is a filled unit right here. So you'll see like I have tagged the vintage glass PR box, but we make refills, which is cool. Let's see if I can toggle here too. So this is the refill that I created. And so you can either use this just as a beautiful beeswax pillar in your home, which I do as well, or it will drop into vintage diptyque glass that you have lying around your house. So for years, like I love the blog Into the Gloss. I don't know if you guys ever read that with Emily Weiss before she started Glossier, before she became ginormous. She had her little blog Into the Gloss, and she always had diptyque candles, empty ones laying around. She'd say put makeup brushes in them, and that I feel like habit has continued throughout interior design. People have diptyque glass lying around, but nobody needs like that many Q-tips or cotton rounds. Like I feel like the purposes that people were repurposing them for could be better. And so I made a refill. So my name is Aubrey. I'm an inventor, a brand builder, and a live shopping expert. I have been doing old school traditional live shopping for over a decade, and my dad has been doing it for over 30 years. So he has been going on QVC since I was a little girl, and I've gotten to watch him and join him and grow up in that family business. And this is very different than QVC, which is kind of cool. So for QVC, when I go on air, I live in California, QVC is in Philadelphia. So I have to fly on a 5-hour flight from my home to get to QVC studio. That's an hour away from the airport. I have to stay in a hotel. I have to go inside their studio, go through the giant offices. There's 100 people working there to do what we're doing right here from my kitchen during my kids' nap time, which is crazy and super cool. So I'm excited. I love live shopping. I've grown up around it, and I'm excited for this shift to happen. And I want to do it different. Like one thing I love about QVC and don't love, the airings are often short. They're 6 minutes long, and their airtime is expensive. So when you're going on QVC, you're only on for 6 minutes, and you have these dollar per minute goals that you have to meet. So when I go on QVC and I'm selling my luxury beeswax pillar candle, if I don't sell enough, like I get the hook. I get cut quickly because you have to you have to sell enough to warrant them paying for airtime on television. And if you don't get to go back, and you can't ramble. And I like rambling personally. Like I like hearing people ramble. I like YouTube style content where people talk a lot and tell you more about their life, not just, here's my QVC pitch. This is my luxury beeswax candle. It is 6.5 ounces. It's 100% pure beeswax, and it is filled in vintage diptyque glass jars. This one I'm holding is Tokyo. This is a 1 of 1. So if you want it, you could go ahead and purchase the luxury beeswax candle vintage glass PR box that I'm pinning now. And that's all I get to tell you. I can't tell you more. I get to tell you the colors. I have to tell you over and over and over again in 6 minutes with like teeny tiny stories woven in. And it's not as fun. I love it, but it doesn't have the same conversation community building that I feel like a platform like this or like TikTok Shop does, that you can talk more and get to know people more and have your products live on air during your kids' nap times for. There you go. Okay, pause. Honey. Okay. It's not time, okay? I love it. Okay, great job. Have fun. I love you. Don't mind my dishes. Don't mind my interruption. Commercial break. My little girl is 5, and she does quiet time while my son does nap time. And like I said, I've been doing live shopping for years. Typically, I have to fly out to QVC. I've stopped doing it as much since I have kids. My dad and my brother do most of the earrings now because I don't want to leave my kids. But for this, I can do it during nap time, so I appreciate y'all's time. But I was saying QVC pitch versus this type of pitch is very different. So, products I have for you today, just because I guess I should do that. Luxury beeswax refilled into vintage diptyque glass jars. These are more of like a PR box that we are offering a super limited quantity of because, fun fact, for me to get this vessel, I have to go buy it off of eBay or Poshmark, or I have to buy a it's $90 now, a $90 diptyque candle myself, burn it, which I don't burn them in my house anymore because I don't like the fragrance, to get this glass. So this glass costs me anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks typically by the time I ship it to myself. So this is really, it's more economical if you have the glass at home yourself, for you and for me, but not everybody does. And sometimes it's fun to get a new glass. So that is why I have both options here. I have both the PR Box edition, which has the glass, and then I also have the pillar by itself. So it would come just like this, which actually I burned my last pillar in the rest of my office. So I'll have to get more of those because I love them. This is all I burn in my house now. Luxury beeswax too is different than standard beeswax. So they're all beeswax is beeswax as long as it says 100%. You don't want it mixed with something. And why is beeswax better? So you may know, you may not know. Do y'all light candles out there? As I'm talking along, but if you have candles and have them in your house, excuse me, there's definitely like a clean candle movement of candles being soy wax or cotton wicks or no paraffin or coconut wax. There's all these different layers. And I have made over the years many in different spaces. Some have fragrance, some have no fragrance, some have natural fragrance versus synthetic fragrance. There's so many layers. And I think the most important thing is what you burn is what you breathe. So what I burn in my house physically goes into my body and my kids' bodies. When I had a dog, my doggy's body. And you're breathing what you're burning. So you do want to be aware of what you're burning. I used to sit in my teeny tiny little office when I worked in office before I had children, and I would burn candle after candle all day long, and they were full of fragrance. And I had sinus headaches my whole life. I still do from time to time, but what's wild is I was like causing my own headaches. I would literally just burn these fragrance candles because they're beautiful. I enjoy them. I like the ambience. The fragrances are fun, but they made me feel bad. And I didn't realize it until a couple years ago. My little guy had really bad eczema, my son. And so in order to try to help his itchy skin, we started removing thing after thing. So we removed gluten, we removed dairy, we did all the things. And we removed fragrance from our home as a whole. Took it all out. And the hardest part for me was candles. So beauty products were hard, perfume medium. Makeup was hard because it was hard to find good replacements, which I still haven't found a ton. But candles were like the most emotional for me because a lot of them had sentimental attachments to them. Like I mentioned, one of my best friends, my maid of honor at my wedding, gave me a roses candle from Diptyque. I loved that candle. It was so sweet. And if I were to buy another one again someday, it always would remind me of that. So letting go of fragrance in my house is really hard. But this has surpassed that hole in my candle heart. So having a luxury beeswax candle burning in my house feels so good. I can't describe the scent, the ambiance. So beeswax itself burns brighter than paraffin wax. I have some examples on my Substack and on my website, othocosmetics.com. But so beeswax itself actually burns, I don't know what a party of four means, but hi guys. It burns brighter. So it burns brighter than paraffin wax. I have a side-by-side showing paraffin wax is dim because on QVC I have to do demos and I have to raid. I don't know what it means. Rated. Maybe that's a whatnot thing. But nice. I like it. I'm excited to learn. Beeswax burns brighter than paraffin wax. So if you burn a paraffin candle in your house, it has a dim little light. We ended our show and transferred our viewers to you. That's cool. Thank you, Fickleberry Co. I don't know what that means. Like, I didn't know that was a thing, but that's so nice of you. Thank you. What do y'all sell, Fickleberry Co? I'm excited to hear. Beeswax burns brighter. It has the same wavelength as the sun. So if you burn a beeswax candle in your house, it's like adding a little bit of sunshine to your home. And it also burns longer. So if you have 6.5 ounces of paraffin wax and 6.5 ounces of beeswax, the beeswax that you're purchasing, that is more expensive than paraffin, just facts. Paraffin's made of a petroleum byproduct. Beeswax comes from bees. It burns longer. So the money that you're spending in the beeswax lasts longer than the paraffin wax. So the price can be factored in there in that sense that the value is higher in the wax itself. And then where your beeswax comes from also does matter. So if you're buying beeswax in bags, in pellets, that beeswax has been heated, transferred, touched many times over, and it loses the yumminess. So our beeswax comes straight from, this batch specifically came from Texas fields, and it came from the field, was harvested, put into a block that looks like a block of gold. It's beautiful. And then it is melted down to just remove any like chunks, like any chunks of whatever was in the field that might be in there, dirt, rocks, debris, whatever came out of the field, taking that out so it is good for your candle, but it's not touched past that. So it's not pressed into tiny pellets. It doesn't have a coating over it so that the pellets don't stick together. It doesn't live in a plastic bag in a warehouse on Amazon for years. All those things affect the quality of what you're burning in your house, not even just from what you breathe standpoint, but how you enjoy it standpoint, which is kind of cool. So when you burn luxury beeswax, it smells better. So a white bleached beeswax candle is not going to smell very good. It's kind of going to smell like petroleum, paraffin. But if you have a luxury beeswax candle, there's actually scent notes to it. So I haven't launched them yet, but this is our first edition beeswax candle. Working on the second, third, fourth editions right now. And what's so cool is within beeswax, there are variations. So this is first edition. The second edition is going to be darker, like a dark, yummy, deep sooty. The third version is going to be lighter. So like a light, springy summer scent. And each, the same way if you were to I love David Austin roses. I don't know if you guys ever shop for roses, but the same way when you look at a rose and you're figuring out which rose you want to purchase for your garden, do you want the rose that's pink, purple, light, dark? Do you want the rose that has notes of apricot, the rose that has notes of old tea, the old-fashioned rose scent? There's different nuances to roses and to wines. Do you want a red wine or a white wine? Do you want it to have a buttery taste or a full body taste? I'm not great with wine, but I want red or white. But there's notes to a single ingredient. The same thing happens with beeswax. And so with luxury beeswax, there's variance in the actual wax you're burning. And I was so excited about that because taking fragrance out of my home, no longer having the actual diptyque candles in my home, but having beeswax, I felt like I lost the romance of fragrance that you get when you go pick out a candle at a store or pick out a candle like a gift. You're selecting something that you think that person will like, and it's not just beeswax. So what we're bringing to you is luxury, layered, nuanced beeswax. One single ingredient, like fine wine, but with different scent notes. And our first edition, I would say, has like a true honey wax scent to it. So there are notes of caramel, notes of brown sugar, a teeny bit of like a sweet, like vanilla-y, but it's beautiful. And when you burn it, so the hard wax, beeswax has a different scent than when you burn, obviously. When you burn it, it kind of gets a warm, like the heat transfers into the scent profile as well. So the fragrance goes from having that kind of cool, cold, waxy smell to like a warm, molten honey smell. Excuse me, and it's delicious. So that's a little bit about my luxury beeswax candle and the limited edition first run in the vintage glass box, or PR box, excuse me. So it is a diptyque vintage glass, and they're all different. I didn't mention that too. Learning how to whatnot shop. Also, fun facts. I mentioned I've done live shopping for years, but at QVC, they do lead you most of the time. So when you're on QVC main, you always have yourself, the guest, and then there's also a host, or the guest or the presenter, and then a host. And so the host leads you through and says, tell me about the colors, tell me about this. So this is unique to where when you're doing live shopping at home, you're kind of both the guest and the host. So learning as I go. I should tell you the colors. So if you buy, or if you were to get, so the luxury beeswax candle in the vintage glass PR box, excuse me, pause. Also, this water bottle, excuse me, it's called Beaker. Oh no, it's a Bink. Just kidding, I used to have beakers. Oh man, it's called a Bink, and I love it. It's glass with a sleeve. And it's one of my favorites. Ooh, something really got me. But of the things I'm showing you here, so there is the luxury beeswax candle in the vintage glass PR box. Each of those come in a unique glass. So I made maybe 20 of these, if that. I only listed a couple here because I wanted to see, see what people thought. But each of them comes in a different vintage glass. And you could either just get a PR box the way someone would receive one, where you get what you get, or if you wanted to pick, these are the first ones, so let me know. But like an example I have here is Diptyque's Tokyo candle. Both of these have the same run of luxury Texas beeswax in them. They're both 6.5 ounces, but they just are different vintage glass that I have collected. And by collect, I mean I scoured eBay and Poshmark and all these places to find vintage glass to bring to y'all. So that is that guy. I feel like I also had my hose here. Let's see what else I pinned. And then we're gonna say all done because this is a learning how to do it. Oh, okay. So I'm an inventor. I love crossing categories. So that one, I would say this kind of crosses, it's like candles and interior design, wellness and interior design. I don't know, beeswax has many benefits outside of just being beautiful, but I like crossing categories. So that's kind of where this guy comes from. Another one I have, I'll show you outside because I'm done on my hose. Sometimes I have it inside my house because it matches my faucet and it matches my stove. So I have done B-roll footage in here. But with this hose that I will go show you in a minute, which is an unlacquered brass 50-foot garden hose that I invented, is a nozzle that actually hasn't launched yet, and I haven't shown it really anywhere, but I figured I'd show y'all because this will be added soon as it is available on our website. But a little bit about the hose and the nozzle. So my name is Aubrey. I am an inventor, and my dad is an inventor. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was an inventor, like each one 6 generations back. I'm a 6th generation inventor, all the way back to the 1800s, where my many greats invented one of the very first safety pins. And I love inventing. I feel like as a little kid, I got brought along through the inventing process with my dad, and it grew a love for inventing in my own heart. And the metal garden hose was not my first invention, but one of my biggest inventions that I have brought to market. And what's crazy, so I'm showing you here our unlacquered brass version, which is made to match, if it'll make it, my faucet. So I am married to a plumber, and I have learned to love plumbing fixtures and specifically unlacquered brass faucets. And I felt like, why do I only have these pretty things inside my garden? Actually, you know what's crazy? Oh no, this one doesn't have it. It should. If you get a Waterworks shower faucet, you'll see the shower hose looks just like our garden hose, but that hand sprayer actually had a fabric hose inside. I didn't realize that. But metal garden hose, one of my first inventions, unlacquered brass garden hose is the luxury version of it that I love. It's probably one of my favorite things that we make. And with that hose, our brand new filtered nozzle goes beautifully. So I don't have this to pin for you because it's not live yet, but I'm gonna show you. So this is our Bernini filtered garden hose nozzle. And I opened it upside down, so my little things fell out. But one of my favorite things inside here, besides the product, it's got full instructions, little warranty card. But if you flip over the warranty card, this was from a family vacation back in Italy. I took this picture probably about 9 years ago. And it was from one of the pretty hotels we were at. And it has a little Bible verse on it. It says, "For God so loved the world," John 3:16. But one thing I wanted to do with our product specifically is we send out like hundreds of thousands of products over time. And I really wanted, kind of like In-N-Out has a little Bible verse on the bottom of their cups, I wanted to find a way to include a little Bible verse in a very unbranded format. So just a pretty picture with a verse, stick it in a drawer, stick it in your junk drawer, and then you'll find it someday. It'll make you happy. But fun little thing inside the box. And then let's see. One little fun fact too about when you open the box. This one actually, I had already taken the extra filter out, but you'll get both the filtered garden hose nozzle, which will tell you what it is. You would get an extra cartridge. And then this picture is from my parents' house, one of their orange trees when we were watering, filming some B-roll. But fun fact of where all the pictures in the box came from. And so what's in here is a filtered garden nozzle that looks like polished nickel that goes with my unlacquered brass garden hose. And I'll go show you. We'll go outside in a minute and see how well my internet works. But when I invent, love to cross categories. And so an example of that in this product is beauty with garden. So filtered showered heads, imagine, have been around for quite a long time, right? I feel like, give me a heart or something if you've seen a filter shower head. I don't know how that works. But anyway, if anybody's ever seen a filtered shower head or knows what that is, I feel like in the beauty space, those have been around long enough that they kind of have become like a common option. But they don't ever leave the shower. Sometimes people use them in their kitchen or in their baths or showers, but it hadn't hit the garden yet. And so I was really excited this year. It's actually my very first official patent to launch the filtered garden hose nozzle. And with that, let's see if I can keep, actually we'll leave this here because I have one outside on my hose. Let's see if this works. Come with me to the garden. We're in my kitchen right now. I'm gonna go to my garden. And I'm gonna show you the actual hose that I pinned here along with that nozzle I was just showing you. So the hose is available. The nozzle has not launched yet. Ooh, and I may have to make you taller. Let's see. What's funny, if I was on QVC right now, they do have outside sets, but there'd be much higher production value than me. Ooh, trying to get my, there we go. Okay, y'all are taller. Hello. Look over here. Okay, hopefully we still have service. I don't think I lost y'all yet. It's a little short, but it'll do. Okay, so we make this hose storage as well. It's one of my favorites. It hides your hose beautifully. And this is, bring it over here first, the unlacquered brass hose that I was telling you about. Let's see, can I just flip my camera? Don't mind me learning. Switch. There we go. Okay, get out of the way. So this has been in my garden for about 3 years now. When you get it, it will be shiny and gold. And the longer you have it, it will patina over time to be a beautiful unlacquered brass, just like a faucet. You might find it in a kitchen. And then on it, I have my Bernini filtered nozzle in polished nickel. So when I designed my house, I love interior design. My grandma was an interior designer and I didn't appreciate it. She was working, and now hindsight, I wish I would have picked her brain more because I love interior design. But in my house, I have unlacquered brass and polished nickel. And so this product was special to me because it kind of feels like my house in a hose. Ooh, try not to spray y'all. But metal garden hose, extremely durable, indestructible, but beautiful because it's in unlacquered brass. Water's coming through here, going through the filter cartridge. You'll see that there. So inside here, we have 3 different substances that filter the water. So in San Diego, we did a water test, and what's crazy is it actually took out arsenic from my water. Okay, why is arsenic in my water? That the kids press their hands with. But see, now it's not. So the water goes through here, it's filtered, and then comes out the other end. And this nozzle is the inner pieces of this nozzle, my spray spot, are one that we have used in nozzles prior, and it's my favorite that we make. We make metal nozzles, we make quite a few different versions, but this inner workings is my favorite of our current offerings. And why I love it is it goes really fine, or like a really high powered spray. And this is probably my favorite setting right there. It's delicate enough for roses. My roses are right behind you. That the deers mowed this year. They ate all my rose beds. That was very sad. But filter nozzle, filter your water for your garden. Woo! The same way that you filter the water in your shower or the water that you drink. There's a wasp flying around me. No, thank you. Yeah. And this is the unlacquered brass garden hose that I love. Water. I'll give you a quick close-up of that. And then we're going to say all done for the day. And also, too, just to the record, I'm sure you're like, why is it $160 for a garden hose? I hear you. So the reason why, and that wasp, the reason why is this material. So we invented the very first ever metal garden hose. I did. It's my biggest invention. And we sell 304 stainless steel garden hoses on our website as well that are more in like the $40 range, which is what I have on most of my watering stations. The only place I have the brass hose is on my rose garden in my like most favorite spot that I use every day. So I can appreciate that hose is ridiculously expensive, but it's because of the material. So this is actual unlacquered brass. It is beautiful. It will patina over time with a living finish the same way a plumbing fixture would in your house. And for another option too, the stainless steel one is just as beautiful. They both perform just as well. It just doesn't have the
luxury material added. So the brass itself physically is expensive. So that is why it's a $160 hose. But it's a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful, like, favorite watering spot product, I would say. I would not personally, and I don't, I make these hoses. I do not have these all around my house. I have one special one somewhere. The nozzles, I use these on all of my, okay, I'm gonna move because this wasp is, no thank you, Mr. Wasp. The wasp is coming towards the bottom. Maybe that one's a bee, but yeah, so thanks for joining me. I'm excited to learn how to, what are we called? What for? I don't remember, but excited how to learn live shopping this way. And sounds silly, but I'm gonna head over to TikTok shop now because I am learning how to do them both and seeing which one fits. And I appreciate anyone who spent time watching this, and I hope y'all have a very good day. And thank you. How do I end it? Ooh, don't stop now. You're so close. Your first sale could be minutes away. They're trying to suck me in. I'm gonna say no thank you, but I do appreciate all y'all's time.